Hey, what's going on, reptile peeps? It's Jay. Just thought I'd do a quick informational video for some of the retards on Craigslist who think they can sell their normal ball python for $150 and a 10-gallon tank with a heat bulb. And there's a few others that grace our page that seem as if they may not understand the true value of what husbandry means. So first and foremost, clean your cages properly. If you have an aquarium, a tub, some type of wooden enclosure, very simple. Scrub the shit out of it, disinfect it, and always have fresh water. That is one of the main keys into success. Always keep it cleanly. If you keep it clean, they're less likely to get respiratory infections or parasitic conditions. If you leave fecal matter in an enclosure for more than a week, there's a ton of parasites that can grow from that. So just use your head. Once your snake passes this fecal movement, rip that bedding out, disinfect those tubs, and you will not have an issue. Fresh water should be daily, if not daily, every other day. You don't want a bowl of water sitting in your animal's enclosure for more than a week, because now the water's stagnant. And not only is it stagnant, but now it may grow algae, which can also injure your animal. Heat sources. Listen, 30-gallon enclosure with a 150-watt heat bulb is not adequate for a ball python. They need instantaneous heat sources, meaning you need an under-the-tank heater as well as a thermostat. Hot rocks, out of the question. Do not use them. They tend to fail, get too hot, and they will burn the hell out of your animal. You got to remember, reptile skin is much tougher than our own, so they may be burning and not even know it. If your snake sits on a hot rock and burns, man, there's so many things that can happen that can cause the death of your animal. It's ridiculous. Anywhere from a burn that turns into an infection, that turns into an abscess. I mean, there's a lot of things that you have to be wary about when keeping animals. So just use your head and do the right thing. Always track your snake's eating as well as fecal movements. It's only going to help you in the end. What I do is I have these nifty little cards. I actually picked this up from Ralph Davis a couple years ago. Basically, it's giving you the sex of the animal, the species of the animal, the name of your animal, the date of birth of your animal, and also who bred these animals. On the back, it's giving you their shed record as well as their eating record. Now, if you want to monitor that, it's only going to help you with, shedding. It'll help you with, your eating schedule. It tells you a lot. If your animal hasn't eaten in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 months, you'll start to see a pattern. It's only going to be helpful. If you don't want to, fine. You can guess. But more than likely, if the DEC runs up in your house and you have all this information, they know that you're taking the extra effort. There won't be any question as to if are you properly caring for these animals, because obviously you're taking the time to actually track these things. Also, it helps in breeding. But anyway, another thing that really pisses me off is I see a lot of animals with dry shed, and it just pisses me off. Actually, I seen a post today about a girl who rescued an animal with eye caps. That's just, there's no reason why the animal should have dried up eye caps, period. If you're having dry sheds, chances are your humidity is very low, which is causing the animal to dry out before it can fully shed its skin. Very easy. If you have a tub, just get yourself a spray bottle. Once you see that red irritation look on their belly, which normally means they're about to shed or go into blue, take that spray bottle and start daily dousing it down with a little water. Not so much that it saturates your bedding, but just enough to keep the surface and moisture up, the humidity high. They need a higher humidity in order to shed properly. If you have an aquarium with a screen top, very neat trick that Ralph Davis taught me again. Take a towel, damp the towel, not so much that it's dripping into the cage, but damp enough that it'll bring some support for moisture. Take that same towel and kind of cover around the heat lamp, but cover every inch of the screen. Spray a little bit inside the aquarium, and that's going to keep the humidity up, which will help your snake shed correctly. So the key is to get humidity up in order for your snakes to shed in one piece. The last thing is feeding habits. Get your snakes on a regimen, okay? Do not feed your snake 1 week, wait 3 weeks, and feed them again. Feed them every single week, or if you want to do it, every other week. I don't necessarily like the power feeding, but if you're going to power feed in one sitting. Do not give them one rat one day, wait 2 days, give them another rat. First of all, they're already trying to digest one meal. When you throw another meal in their belly, it's going to throw their metabolism or slow the metabolism down. So now it's going to take even longer for that animal to actually pass those prey items into a fecal movement. So please, power feed them 1 or 2 rats. Wait till they pass another movement and then feed them 2 more. Other than that, I hope this was helpful. And nothing fancy. You can see my womas just kind of crawling around, and she is getting huge. It's ridiculous. Got my pastel in there, my yellow belly somewhere in there. I got my male woma down at the bottom. That's just a little look with everything. Hope you guys liked, and leave comments. See ya.